Good afternoon. I am Colonel Billy Wilson, the Commander of Basic Military Training. I'm glad we had this opportunity to have a discussion. So, why are you here? I will tell you that you are here to train both your body and your mind.
Be better every day. Be better.
You are here to train your body and your mind. Not one or the other, both. I often ask new recruits, why the Air Force? And I often get, well, I want to be part of an institution. I want to be part of something that is larger than myself.
Remember why you are here. Remember those people that came before you. Everything that you do needs to come with a passion and a vigor that is unmatched.
There will be stress. It will be stressful. And I will tell you that it is stressful by design. So the question remains, when you start feeling stressed out, what are you going to do? Are you going to react or are you going to respond? I expect you to respond to the demands that are being placed upon you, pushing you out of your comfort zone, forcing you to grow, because that's why you're here. You're here to be transformed from what you were to what you need to be, to what your nation needs you to be. Each and every one of you will earn your place here. This will not be given to you. And as you earn your place here and head toward graduation day, having earned it, you will have a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. And it will be meaningful to you. And as you depart this place, you will be proud of what you've accomplished.
At this time, please find a place to sit. Thank you, and enjoy today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of our official party. Please remain standing for the invocation given by Chaplain Ozjan.
Please pray in your tradition as I do in mine. O God of heavenly powers, by the might of your command, you drive away all the obstacles before us and lead us toward being successful leaders and followers. Be present in your goodness with your servant MTIs, commanders, trainees, their families and loved ones, and civil servants. Today we pray for special blessing for them and ask from you for you to be their seeing eyes, hearing ears, and deciding minds, so that they will have tough-mindedness, tireless motivation, and unceasing vigilance for their duties. O God of strength and power, we knock your door and seek only from you. Embrace us and touch us. Touch our hearts, our minds, our spirits. Touch our concerns, hopes, and weaknesses. Touch our families, loved ones, our nation, and good citizens of the world. We know that when you touch, all the wounds will be healed, all infirmity will go away, and enmity will be replaced with friendship, so that peace and justice in our nation and the world will be accomplished as a result of service and leadership of our graduates. In many beautiful names you have, we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Please be seated. Good morning and welcome to today's Department of the Air Force Basic Military Training Graduation Ceremony. We would like to introduce our distinguished guests, beginning with the host and reviewing official for today's ceremony. The Commander, Department of the Air Force Basic Military Training, Colonel Billy Wilson Jr., accompanied by his wife, Liza. The Senior Enlisted Leader, Department of the Air Force Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Dan Anderson, accompanied by his wife, Stephanie. Although time does not permit us to introduce all of our distinguished guests, the 737th Training Group is proud to welcome each of you. We hope you enjoy today's ceremony. Our Commander of Airmen is Technical Sergeant Carlton Eugene. Colonel Wilson will review today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. Over the last 7.5 weeks, the men and women before you have transformed from civilians into motivated, disciplined warriors with the foundation to serve in the most powerful military the world has ever known. Once they leave basic military training, they will continue on to technical training to learn the skills needed to perform in one of 118 specialties. They will then move on to serve at one of 84 installations around the globe or work directly with our sister services. As they move on to technical training, they will continue to focus on adapting to military requirements, achieving occupational proficiency, and learning how to be highly productive members of the armed forces. These men and women will prepare for increased responsibilities and must ensure they are trained, qualified, and ready to deploy and operate in an expeditionary environment. These graduates are the future of our national defense and will pave the way for the generations that will follow. 737th Training Group, United States Air Force, Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, Texas. Subject, Commander's Excellence. The Commander's Excellence Streamer is awarded to the 331st Training Squadron, Flight 499, for their significant accomplishments demonstrating teamwork, excellence, and esprit de corps during the period of 17 June 2024 to 1 August 2024. Signed, Billy Wilson Jr., Colonel, United States Air Force. The Commander's excellent flight was led by Technical Sergeant Sergio Duarte and Technical Sergeant Elson Valencia. Of the hundreds of thousands of American citizens that enter the workforce each year, less than 1% have joined the ranks of the United States military. The graduates before you have reached a milestone in their military journey and will require your continued support to assist them in their future endeavors.
Watch the command and review. Stop. 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 Change post. Stop. Lift your squadron. Forward.
The graduates passing in review today represent a portion of the 35,000 men and women who will complete the Department of the Air Force's basic military training this year. The 737th Training Group provides all recruits the essential military training to become motivated members of the world's greatest Air Force. The military training instructors are responsible for the indoctrination, development, and discipline of the airmen. They have dedicated endless hours to ensure all training objectives are met. Today's graduates have proven through academic studies, military training, physical training, and the development of teamwork that they are ready to take their place in the United States Armed Forces. As our graduates turn left onto the bomb run to pass in review, they will march over the Enlisted Heroes Walk. The men and women recognized on the pavers have been awarded our nation's highest honors, representing heroic and unselfish actions as members of the United States military in armed conflict. Their decorations include 9 Medals of Honor, 23 Air Force Crosses, and 162 Silver Stars awarded for bravery during encounters with hostile enemy combatants. These enlisted heroes serve to inspire all service members to execute their duties courageously and with honor in their service to this great nation. We would like to direct your attention to our national, state, and territorial flags. As these flags pass in review, please stand and render the appropriate courtesies for our national flag. As a reminder, military members and veterans in uniform will stand at attention and render a salute. We ask that our civilian guests stand and place their right hand over their heart. Veterans and military members not in uniform may either render a salute or place their right hand over their heart. Once the flags have passed, please be courteous of others and be seated in order to allow all of our guests the opportunity to view the flights as they pass in review. Now passing in review, from the 320th Training Squadron, the Commander of Airmen, Technical Sergeant Carlton Eugene, Military Training Instructor, Hometown, Union, New Jersey. From the 321st Training Squadron, A Squadron Staff, led by Technical Sergeant Haley Maskell, Military Drill and Ceremonies Non-Commissioned Officer, Hometown, Puyallup, Washington. From the 320th Training Squadron, Flight 488, led by Staff Sergeant Samuel Brooks, Military Training Instructor Trainer, Hometown, Abilene, Texas. Flight 489, led by Technical Sergeant Dennis Newman, Military Training Instructor, Hometown, Kalamazoo, Michigan. From the 321st Training Squadron, PT Excellence Flight, Flight 492, led by Technical Sergeant Sean Dimsevich, Military Training Instructor, Hometown, Marion, Indiana. Flight 493, led by Staff Sergeant Antonio Pinho, Military Training Instructor, Hometown, El Paso, Texas. Flight 494, led by Technical Sergeant Jacob Riley, Military Training Instructor, Hometown, Sopchoppy, Florida. Flight 495, led by Technical Sergeant Joshua Smith, Military Training Instructor, Hometown, Liberty, Indiana. From the 322nd Training Squadron, Flight 496, led by Technical Sergeant James Guthrie, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown Fort Myers, Florida. From the 320th Training Squadron, Flights 490 and 491, led by Technical Sergeant Ramsey Otero, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown Savannah, Georgia. From the 331st Training Squadron, B Squadron Staff, led by Technical Sergeant Luis Porras Vargas, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown Denver, Colorado. From the 322nd Training Squadron, Flight 497, led by Staff Sergeant Christopher Talon, Military Training Instructor, hometown Los Molinos, California. Flight 498, led by Technical Sergeant Andrew Campbell, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown Sweetwater, Tennessee. From the 331st Training Squadron, Commander's Excellence Flight and Academic Excellence Flight, Flight 499, led by Technical Sergeant Sergio Duarte, Military Training Instructor, hometown Washington, D.C. Flight 500, led by Technical Sergeant Randy Chavez, Military Training Instructor, hometown Havelock, North Carolina. Flight 501, led by Technical Sergeant Preston Reese, Military Training Instructor, hometown Obetz, Ohio. Flight 502, led by Technical Sergeant Jacob Bergen, Military Training Instructor, hometown Hamilton, Iowa. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing and singing of the United States Air Force song. Thank you. You may be seated. Musical support for this morning's ceremony has been provided by the trainees from the 321st Training Squadron, performing under the direction of Technical Sergeant Matthew Zettelmoyer, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown Augusta, Georgia. These individuals have been hand-selected to perform for today's ceremony. In addition to completing all basic training syllabus and training requirements, Drum and Bugle Corps members commit additional hours for practice throughout their weeks of training. Their extra effort and commitment demonstrate teamwork and the Air Force's core value, service before self. With each Drum and Bugle Corps performance, they honor the long-standing tradition of live music at formal military ceremonies. We would like to take a moment to congratulate all of our honor graduates as well as their families. Basic military training honor graduates distinguished themselves by being ranked in the top 10% of all graduates in their class. The exceptional personal dedication, integrity, service before self, and sustained excellence that they displayed throughout basic military training earned them this outstanding distinction. As the flights march forward for the oath of enlistment, we would like to thank all of the families and friends who are here in support of those graduating today for your support to our mission and the greatest air power the world has ever known. Your words of encouragement have helped motivate these graduates through 7.5 weeks of basic military training. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Wilson will now come forward and address our graduating class.
Good morning. I'll try that again. Good morning. Good morning. Outstanding. So good to see all of you here. What a great day it is for a BMT graduation. We got the nation's banner in the background. Today is a perfect day. I do want to start by thanking the parents for their love and support, your encouragement. I will tell you that even on the toughest days, it is your love and support that got these graduates through. So I truly appreciate your being here, and thank you so much for everything that you've done for these graduates. How about a round of applause for our parents? Forget about the other loved ones that are in the audience that traveled from far and near to be here. Aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, cousins. Thank you for being here as well. Your support, your encouragement was absolutely vital to their success. So thank you so much for being here. Yes, thank you. I'd also like to thank a special group of professionals. The military training instructors. These dedicated professionals poured into these graduates every single day to make sure that they had what they needed in order to be ready. So I want to say to the military training instructors, thank you for your sacrifice, thank you for your service, and I realize that I also want to say thank you to your families, because the time you spent preparing these graduates for what's next takes time away from your family. So thanks to you and your family for all that you do. How about giving them a round of applause as well? Next, I'd like to ask all of the veterans that are in attendance if you would please stand, if you're able. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you so much, veterans. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being consistent. Thank you for your investment in the next generation of our airmen. It's not lost on us how much that you've given. And I will tell you that we are doing everything that we can to honor your sacrifice. And we realize that we are standing on your shoulders and we won't let you down. Thank you for being here. I'd also like to say thank you to the members of the 37 Training Wing leadership that are in the audience. They support us week in and week out and make it possible to do what we do on a weekly basis. So thank you to the leadership team. We appreciate you and we honor your sacrifice as well. Now, yes, you can clap for that. Now for the reason that we're all here, please help me congratulate one more time 728 of America's newest airmen. Outstanding. Congratulations to you, airmen, and yes, you're airmen now. That is great. So, what's my message to you today? My message to you today is pretty straightforward, pretty easy to understand. I want you to trust your training. That's simple. Trust your training. In 2009, U.S. Airways Flight 1549 took off from LaGuardia Airport in New York. It was destined for Seattle, Washington. Shortly after takeoff, they experienced an emergency. The airplane hit a flock of birds. I believe it was Canadian geese, but that's not important. So when it hit this flock of birds, it took out all of the engines on the airplane. So essentially, the airplane had a complete loss of power. Complete loss of power. And the realistic understanding of what was actually happening started to set in on the crew, and panic started to set in on the crew as they realized that they had less than 4 minutes to make a decision about what they were going to do with that aircraft. Were they going to try and ditch the aircraft somewhere? Were they going to try to make it back to the airport? Or they were going to do something different? Luckily, on that day, the pilot of that aircraft was Captain Chelsea Sullenberg. They called him Sully. Captain Sully was a previous Air Force Academy graduate, and he was an Air Force pilot. So in the midst of this chaos, this adversity, he relied on his training. He harked back to his days as an Air Force pilot. He trusted that the training, experience, and education that he had gained over the years would serve him well. He instructed his crew as to what to do, and again, while remaining calm, wanting to make sure that he was confident, and he expressed confidence when he shared his knowledge, skills, and abilities and talents that he had gained. He didn't know that he would need it on this day, but thank goodness that he did. And so what he decided to do was land that airplane, not at the airport, but in the Hudson River. And many people thought he was crazy for doing that. But I will tell you that his quick thinking not only saved his crew and himself, but he saved 150 people that were on board that day. Saved his crew. I will tell you that the magnitude of that event is not lost on me. And even the governor of New York at that time said, it's a miracle that there were no fatalities on that flight. And actually later on, he coined the phrase that it was a miracle on the Hudson. So why do I share that story with you? Because that's exactly what I want from you as you go forward from here. I want you to trust your training. I want you to rely on your wingmen, the wingmen to your left and to your right. Let them be there for you. I want you to trust your training and education and experience and everything that you brought with you here and everything that you've gained over the last 7.5 weeks. Let it benefit you. And I also want you to go forward with the confidence that you have the knowledge, the skills, the ability, the talent to rise to the occasion when challenge or adversity comes your way. That you're ready, that you know you're ready. And I'm confident that you're ready because I've watched you over the last couple of weeks and I'm amazed at the transformation that I've seen. Thank you for putting in the work. I know that you're ready. Your nation is counting on you. So I want you to go forward from this place with confidence. I want you to fly high. I want you to serve with pride. I want you to trust your training. I am so very proud of you. And I can't wait to hear about all the great things that you're going to do for our United States Air Force. So there's only one question that I have for you leaders. Are you ready to join the ranks of the world's greatest air and space forces? Outstanding, young people, outstanding.
Please stand as Colonel Wilson will now administer the oath of enlistment. Instructors, place your flights at attention.
Now raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your full name. Do solemnly swear or affirm. That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And that I will obey, I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I will obey the orders of the President of the United States. And the orders of the officers appointed over me. According to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. Outstanding. Welcome to the family, Aaron.
Thank you, Colonel Wilson. Please remain standing while our graduates recite the Airman's Creed and for the departure of the official party. I am an American airman. As a reminder, military members and veterans in uniform will stand at attention and render a salute as the U.S. flags pass. We ask that our civilian guests stand and place their right hand over their heart. Veterans and military members not in uniform may either render a salute or place their right hand over their heart. Once the flags have passed, please be courteous of others and be seated in order to allow all of our guests the opportunity to view the flights as they pass. As a reminder, the flights are positioned as viewed from the bleachers to the left of the reviewing stands. Flights 488, 489, 492, 493, 494, 495, 496. And to the right of the reviewing stand, flights 497, 498, 499, 50...